What is going on, guys? It's your boy, back with another video. Alright, so on the docket today, we're gonna pull out the engine. I'm really excited about that. The first thing we're gonna have to do is get underneath the car. We'll get up top and start working on the engine. There is a lot of connections that are on the engine that you have to take consideration of. We already took our radiator lines off, but there's still coolant lines, I believe, and heater lines that run from the engine into the firewall, as well as a bunch of ground wires and the wire harness. Follow me through the video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section below if there's anything that I mentioned in the video that you might need some clarification on. All right, let's get under the car. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown. We're gonna go ahead and take this W brace off right here. Pay no attention to my missing bolt on mine. After we take off this W brace, we have to drop the exhaust to get to the drive shaft in there. You pull it out of the transmission outlet, or output shaft, I guess, and then you unbolt it from the gear right there on the differential. When dropping the exhaust, you have to, depending on your exhaust system, you have to disconnect your pipes going down into your muffler right there and right there. And then up here, you have to disconnect it from your cats. You gotta pull them off the hangers, and then you slide that girl out, then you'll get access to the drive shaft. All right, so once you've taken everything out from underneath the car, you get on top, and then you look into your engine bay, and there's a bunch of stuff. Starting with the right side, there's a couple of ground wires, like for example, this ground wire here on the side. This is on the right side of the vehicle. So this ground wire here. In the back of the engine, you have your heater core inlet and outlet. I actually don't know which one's your inlet and which one's your outlet. I couldn't tell you honestly, but you have a heater core inlet and the outlet in the back. There's like clips that you can press to get it off. Left side, the one is right here. It's pretty easy to access. You can stick my hand in there. And then on this side, it's in there, but if you take your plenum off, then you should be able to access it no problem. Otherwise, you could access it right here. You could access it right here to pull that off. Left side of the engine bay, you have your PVC valve. You can disconnect this one right here, and you can pull this one off right here. So one here, but then they're also bolted down there. Let's see. All right, so right where my finger is, right on my fingertip, there's two bolts that bolted into the wall. When you disconnect it from here though, it should be out of the way. My big concern at this point is taking off this power steering pump, because it goes all the way down and back, and it's bolted into the frame right there. So with it being bolted into the frame like that, even if I disconnected those two bolts, it'll still be connected to the engine. But I actually don't know much about how this power steering operates on the G35, so I'm pretty sure this has to be under pressure. So the thing I'm gonna do is vent this out, see if anything comes out, if it's under pressure or not, and then grab my crescent wrench, disconnect it from here, and then it should almost be ready to pull. You have a ground wire from right here. The wire goes up here, splits off to the side. Take off that, and it comes up and around, and it comes off right here. In order to get to the motor mounts, get from underneath the car, there's your motor mount there, and then underneath here you'll see a bolt right there. Well, it's a nut actually. You unscrew that nut. I think it's an 18 millimeter here and on this side. Yeah, so once you have all the stuff on top, get the two motor mounts, your transmission mounts underneath, you're gonna have to loosen those. So underneath here, You have 2 bolts right here, 2 bolts over there. You have to disconnect all your wires for your O2 sensors going off your cat. And like I said, disconnect your shifter assembly. Once you have your entire shifter assembly undone, you've loosened your transmission mount bolts, you've removed your motor mount nuts, and you've taken everything off of the engine. You should be able to pull it out at that point. Something to figure it out as I go. All right, so what I'm struggling with right now is there's a wire harness that goes into the dash. Oh crap, okay. So in order for me to get the engine out, I have to disconnect it from in here, underneath here. That's real deep. Looks like I gotta disconnect it from here. Ouch. Pull it out from up here and then sling it on top. All right, so this has quickly evolved into a remove the fucking wire harness from the engine video. This wire harness here is for your ECU, and it had this black connecting point on top that you can clearly see. Once you take that off, there's a green one here that's pretty difficult to get to. This is what the back of it looks like. You have to depress this on the back side. What I did was took this really long screwdriver. It was located right here. I'm not gonna put it back on because it gets stuck. Put essentially the edge of my screwdriver there and used that to pry it off. Let's see, this one I'm currently having trouble with right now. I think it's similar to this, but I can't seem to feel where to depress on the connector. There was another one here. This gray one was connected a little lower down. Let me get a flashlight so you guys can see what I'm working with here. So this gray one connected to that blue connector. This green one was on this gray connector here, like that. And then, like I said, I'm currently struggling with this one. So there's a bolt right there that holds it on. I'm just gonna screw that. Looks like it's a 10 mil, hit it with a ratcheting wrench. So, all right, so you gotta make sure that you guys, what I was talking about before, the one that had the screw, that's your camshaft position sensor. Make sure you guys take that off. You have one on both sides. All right, once you have that, there should be another green plug that I was talking about on the other one, located right here. And then there's another one on the other side. You have your catalytic converter, pre-cat O2 sensor up here. You guys could try to remove it from here. It's probably gonna be tight as fuck. So good luck, honestly. I would just disconnect the connector if you could, if you even can, from here. Just let it dangle down there. Then you have all of your coil pack plugs. This is hella tight. These lines are all up in my way. Okay, so you have your coil pack. You have a coil pack here, and a coil pack right here. Pretty simple connectors, just squeeze and pull, pops right off. You also have some like timing sensors plugged in to the side. Remove that. Completely forgot to remove this ground wire here. I gotta make sure I do that. Actually, where is my 10 mil? Let's go ahead and do that now. Very good. Awesome. Screw that one back in. Make sure you guys are putting your screws back in the same place where you found them if it's not going to be hindering anything, so you don't lose your stuff. All right, so another connector here goes on the bottom of your AC compressor. Take that off. Down here, another one of these timing ones. One here. One here. Here's my little baby ass freaking dikes. Look at these little baby dikes. Let's go. Baby dikes for the win. Coming over on this side, what do we have here? Big old rat's nest of stuff. Is that relevant? Is that relevant? All right, what's that called? Probably the alternator. Yep, the alternator. And probably 1, 2. I don't even know. What is this? Is this like the fucking... In all my days of being a mechanic, I've always believed that you should just take off stuff to get what you want. So the pulley that goes here, just go ahead and remove the 3 bolts, loosen the pulley at the bottom, and then take it the fuck off so you can get access to this plug that even now is gonna give me problems. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right, you're gonna disconnect this freaking coil pack, and then once you get, fuck, crap, it's so tight in here. Once you get this connector off, it'll give you access to be able to pull this screw off. And this is what I'd recommend doing instead of trying to take that off. Update, did not end up pulling the whole thing off. What I did was unscrewed it, which allowed me to spin it. Once I spun it, I can get it just at the right angle. Coil packs, another one here. And this connector here. All right, freeze that up. Wow, okay, fuck that. All right, sliding under the car. You have to get after this black one, press it from the top. Looks like, where is it? Can't even see it, dude. This one sucked. It comes off of this bracket. I mean, I just bent that thing so I can get to it. You can always bend it back or do whatever, but once you take this off, then there's a bolt that goes right here. You unscrew this bolt, and then the wire harness disconnects. I mean, obviously, like the spark plugs from the engine, from the top side, they look like this. On the main wire harness, ECU wire harness, engine wire harness, and then as like a great clip, you pull up, and then you pull it straight off. And then you're gonna have to take off the wires that go around and up the transmission. This one on top really sucks. The one where my finger's pointing to, that one really sucks to get to. Easiest way is to lower down the transmission just a little bit, and then stick your hand up there and get after it. So now I'm down here, and I disconnected most of the harnesses, and I'm getting ready to drop my transmission. I realized that I forgot to drain my clutch line, so don't forget to do that, guys. Drain your clutch line, or bleed your clutch line, so that you can disconnect it from your slate cylinder. Hit another snag. You gotta take out the catalytic converters before you try to pull the engine out, because otherwise you'll get stuck. All right, so we got the engine out. It is sitting right over there along the beautiful VHR. Order of business. I gotta take the wire harness off of this one, and then gotta continue to remove the wire harness out of the dashboard, and then take it out of the ECU. Pretty much gotta get all that done tonight, because tomorrow it's about to be a day. I'm gonna drop a cool $1,500 to make sure I can get the wire harness completed for the G35. This is a company called Hexa Motorsports that does the wire harness conversions for the DE to the VHRs.
Hey, what's going on down there?